You are probably getting a whole bunch of DMs from people on Instagram and on social media saying, hey, I can do Alex Hormozi style edits for your content. If you're like most people, you're probably thinking to yourself, that is the key to solving all of my problems on social media. That's why I'm not getting any views on my content, is because I'm not doing Alex Hormozi style edits. That couldn't be further from the truth. Today I'm going to talk about why, and I'm also going to tell you how you can grow if you're feeling stuck or if you have plateaued completely on your social media. Let's get into it. Today we're talking about why Alex Hormozi style edits are not going to be the solution to all your problems. In fact, they're not really going to work for anybody but Alex Hormozi. Even with Alex Hormozi, you can see the evolution of his content. That's not how he started his content. When he first started his content, he was sitting in a closet with a nasal strip and a wife beater on a webcam in the dark, like really grainy type of content. And it was so low production quality that it made people focus on the things that he was saying. Alex Hormozi didn't become successful because he had fancy captions on his content. In fact, he didn't do the fancy caption stuff until well after he had a lot of momentum on his YouTube channel, on his Reels, on his TikToks. If you guys want to be successful, you need to think like Alex thought about his content and don't do what Alex does with his content. So one of the things that I notice with a lot of business owners, a lot of people who are thinking, oh, I just need quantity. And then they hire all the same people that have done this content for Grant Cardone and Gary Vee and Alex Hormozi, thinking that that's what they're missing. But what they're missing in reality is the ability to articulate a thought in a way that an audience is going to appreciate and is going to make that audience feel like they're part of a community. If you look at Hormozi, he built Mozi Nation on the back of saying intelligent things that nobody else was saying and doing it in a way that nobody else was doing. I mean, one of the things that was so refreshing about Alex was that he came out and said, I have nothing to sell you. You know, obviously he had books and things like that, but in reality, like Hormozi's whole message was, I want to help you get to $1 million or $3 million in your business so that way I can buy part of your company and help you scale it through acquisition.com. It was under this premise of like charity. His whole thing is like, I just want to help you get to that point so that way I can invest. Then I want to pay you for part of your business, not then I want you to give me part of your business. I want to pay you. His whole thing is I'm going to give value all the way to making you $30 million, $100 million a year in your business. How brilliant is that? So what I'm seeing most of the time when I'm talking to business owners who are stuck is that there's this massive disconnect with the style of their content and it's not connecting with the audience. I've worked with a lot of marketers. There's a lot of people who make these incredible ads on Facebook and they're like, yeah, bro, blah, 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 welcome, buy my stuff, 50% off, whatever. And they do such a good job at creating ads that drive traffic to their products and services. But when it comes to making organic content, they have no idea how to make organic content because they don't know how to give value. They know how to exchange excitement and energy for calls to action to get people to click on links and things like that. But if you're looking at YouTube content, the best YouTube creators, their whole intention isn't to drive traffic to links.
You know you hate making salads. That's why you don't have any salad in your diet. Watch this, one slap, salad. Here's how to order.
Their whole intention is to give value so that way people come back. How many people do you know are like, hey, did you see that ad from so-and-so? I can't wait till he releases another ad. No, nobody says that because you're force-fed ads. Like you have to watch ads on Facebook, but then you go to Mr. Beast and you watch Mr. Beast content and then people leave and they're like, I can't wait till Mr. Beast releases another video. So you have to fundamentally shift. If you're a marketer, if you've created ads, you've done direct response, you have to fundamentally shift the way that you think about value in your content. And then you have to give value. And the other thing that happens a lot of the times with these guys is they get so amped up in their ads because it's high energy. Stop the scroll, get people's attention, get them to click on a link in 10 seconds. There is no engagement with that type of content. Like people don't want to watch that on YouTube. They want to actually connect with the human being. Again, going back to Hormozi, like when he was sitting in his closet with his nasal strip and just sitting in a wife beater and a flannel and his hair's all unkempt and it's dark, it forced people to build that community around what he was saying. And so you have to say intelligent things. And you have to do it in a way that fits your personality. I've had a lot of clients that have come to us and they're like, I say things like Alex Hormozi. I want to be like Alex Hormozi. And then I watch their content. I'm like, no, you don't. Not even kind of close. And then they try to do that. They don't sound anything like Alex. There's no intelligence behind what they're saying at all. I don't mean that in like an insulting way. I'm just meaning they're not speaking from their zone of genius in a way that fits with their personality. Everybody has their own way of communicating that is most effective for them. Sometimes it's a podcast. Sometimes a person could sit here doing a talking head video and sound completely different than if they were sitting in a room with somebody else having a conversation. So you have to fit podcast type of personality with what people are looking for on YouTube. If you're sitting here doing talking head sounding like a marketer, that's not going to connect, but maybe doing a podcast would. And so I've had a couple of our clients where I'm just like, hey, listen, every time you make a 10-minute video, it sounds like you're trying to sell something. But every time you make a 45-minute video that's podcast talking to somebody else, you're brilliant. And there's so much value and there's so much entertainment in the way that you're just naturally communicating. I'm always trying to convince you guys to click our link and watch our video because I know that our course and our program can be beneficial to everybody. But my intention behind this is just speaking from experience directly. One of the first things that I always try to do when we're working with clients is figure out what type of personality type that they have, and then try to figure out what type of content style is going to be the most impactful for an audience that's looking from an outside perspective. Sometimes it's going to be talking head. It might be vlog. It might be podcast. It might be talking to people on the streets. There's a variety of different content styles that are going to match each individual personality. So we have to figure out what type of content style best fits the personalities of the people that we're working with. One of the things that I recommend doing in order for you to find that style that works best for you is testing a lot of different things. And I would do it all on Facebook. I would do it all on other social media, figure out where the most engagement comes from. If you do a 10-minute video and you get a whole bunch of engagement from it, it's working on Facebook, the odds are that it's going to work on YouTube as well. And what's interesting is, like, I'll see people who suck at YouTube because they're forcing themselves to be fake. They're trying to become somebody that they're not. But then I'll look at their Facebook and I'll be like, they crush it. They'll just like rant for 10 minutes in a video on Facebook and they'll crush it. And they'll get hundreds of comments. I'm like, why aren't you doing this over here on YouTube? It blows my mind. It's fascinating to me. But people get in their heads thinking that they got to be something that they're not on these individual platforms. It's like, no, the best way to build a brand is to just be yourself. The audience who wants to follow you, who wants to find you, who wants to love you and build a community around you, they're going to come if you're authentic. They're not going to come if you're being fake and phony. You'll get a small segment of them. For a lot of people who are just starting out, one of the things that I say is, like, go live for 30 days. If you want to work the bugs out of the system and be real with people, go live. And if you're feeling like the first 5 or 10 minutes of your videos are forced or fake, or you got to be somebody else, then go for 30 minutes. Go live for 30 minutes and just have conversations with people in the comments. Talk to people who are commenting on your stuff. Have them ask you questions, then give them responses. That's the best way to work out the fakeness out of your soul as you're creating content, is it really is at that level. And do some podcasts. Podcasts are another way to really work the bugs out of the system, because you can't be fake in a podcast. You can be fake for 5-10 minutes. You can fake a video. You can over edit a video. You can try to do Hormozi style YouTube videos and have 1,000 cuts a minute. But that's not going to build your brand if it comes across fake to people. And I can spot a fake from a million miles away. Get on some podcasts, have people ask you questions, which leads to the next thing. If you find that you're creating content that still feels phony, then have someone else ask you questions off camera and you not know what the questions are. Like, don't pre-do anything. Don't be reading the questions beforehand and have canned or prepped responses. Have somebody read questions off camera so that way you get natural responses on camera. And you could even do talking head style like this. I could have somebody like right over there who's asking me the question, Scott, give me 3 ways to grow a channel. And then I can be like, okay, collaborations and blah, blah, blah. It's like very natural, organic if somebody's asking you questions off camera and you're specifically talking to them, answering those questions in real time in a very natural, organic way. One of the ways that I advise that you do things in order to become more authentic and more organic. And a lot of the people, like a lot of business owners, I hear this all the time too, you guys. It's like, I just don't have the time. Okay, well, figure out a way to make the time or to do the pre-production in a way that it still brings out the authentic side of you, but you get all the videos done in 15 minutes. Like, I'll shoot these podcast episodes. I could do like 3 in an hour. I'll just have like, okay, this is what I want to talk about today. Here's 5 bullet points. And then I just rattle through them. Like right now, I've got the notes literally right in front of me on a piece of paper. And sometimes I'll put them on a notepad on my computer. Figure out a way that you can create content that's simple for you. It's not in your editing, you guys. The editing is really like an after thing. Like, if you're saying valuable things and people want to listen to you, then you'll crush. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, or if you're listening to this on YouTube Music, come over to the YouTube channel, leave your questions in the comments. I'm here to help you guys. But yeah, legit, just be fluid, be more organic, be more authentic. All right, guys, have a great day. See you on the next one. Bye.